Welcome to In the Mood to Scrap. This is Christina Nicolai-White.
This video series normally starts out with a mood board. I kind of cheated a little bit. This video is going live on the day that my husband and I are celebrating our 19th wedding anniversary. So instead of starting with my mood board, I actually started with my photo this time and then went looking for mood board items that would inspire me based on the colors and ideas I had for this picture. So this is the mood board that I created. These are things that I found on Pinterest. You can see the grays and the aquas and all different kinds of blue colors in this mood board. I also have on my mood board a couple of Garden Girl layouts, some stars and things like that, as well as a title option that I liked, the Our Never Ending Story. So I'm just going to get started in showing you some of the items I am hoping to use for this layout. I have some different washi tapes and some glitter tape. I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to put together yet. Here's some flair, some die cuts, some things from the Dear Lizzie Lucky Charm collection, a paper clip that's from 2Ps, an exclusive, some wood veneers, and some vellum arrows, some other die cuts and things from both Pebbles and October Afternoon. I may use these Heidi Swap alphabets. I'm hoping to use these Amy Tangerine letter stickers. I'm not sure yet. These are Studio Calico October Afternoon and these Studio Calico Atlantic alphabet stickers. Okay, because I'm an 8.5 by 11 scrapbooker and I like to do 2-page layouts, I'm going to start with two pieces of craft. I have already kind of measured out my papers a little bit and laid them out. I'm going to cut them all and put them on here in a layered fashion. My papers are going to be going vertically across the page and I need to cut them all to the right size, and I'm going to use these two craft papers as my background. I'm going to kind of measure them both with the grid on my trimmer as well as just kind of lay them out and see where I want them to be. This one I'm kind of eyeballing because I'm not exactly sure how wide that gray polka dotted paper, which is on my mind's eye, Rana paper, by the way. I'm not quite sure exactly how far in I want it to go, but I know that this is how I want this middle paper to be. It's going to be my base, my grounding, where most of my photo is going to be. I'm just going to continue to cut some strips and pieces for the layered side, the left side. This is actually kind of a composition that I've already used before. I've done it a couple of different times. It's a fallback for me. I think it feels really comfortable when I'm doing this rectangular composition of the two page 8.5 by 11 paper side by side. I'm really comfortable with it and I really like it. So it's something I kind of fall back to on a regular basis. Now I kind of had all these papers laid out ahead of time, kind of had it all planned out exactly how I wanted them to be. So I'm just going to make sure before I adhere everything that it all lays out exactly as I'm anticipating, that I've cut everything accurately. Just lay my photo on it one more time. I'm still not convinced about this polka dot paper in the corner, or I'm sorry, on the right side, so on the as a border. So I'm still not quite sure about that. I may end up waiting until I am absolutely certain to where I want to adhere that. So I'm still playing around here on this right side. I've gathered a couple more pieces of paper to perhaps add a little more color, a little bit of interest, bring a little bit of that dark navy or more black color over to this side. So I picked up this stripe. I've just trimmed this polka dot in half. I think I like that better. And I think I'm going to use this instead. So I've gone ahead and adhered everything down to my craft cardstock base on both of these sides. And I'm now going to start planning the embellishments and with my photo and things. So, but as you can see, I did not lay down that right side yet. I was still kind of messing around with it a little bit. I do that sometimes where I leave things towards the end until I'm absolutely certain. So I'm just going to kind of continue to move paper around, move things around. I may end up putting this paper down here at the base to kind of maybe give it a little bit of horizontalness, because everything else I have otherwise is going vertical. Even the chevrons of the paper is pointing up and down. So, but I'm going to go ahead and adhere these papers along this side over here. A lot of times I only add a little bit of adhesive in a strip like that because I know I want to layer something underneath it, so I don't want to adhere the entire piece of paper so that I can pull something up on it. And then I'm just going to trim off the excess on the bottom of that before I keep going on. And now I'm going to, see this one I adhere down, and now I can't put that die cut underneath there, so I have to kind of lift it up a little bit and lay these out. I'm going to kind of play around here. I know I want to do some color layering here with these colors and the die cuts and things. Just going to continue to play around a little bit and see. I did adhere my papers. I wasn't even following my own rules here, and now I have to pull those papers up in order to put things inside there. I just like to kind of layer things and tuck things away, put things inside. I know I want to use this black tag. This is from the Pebbles collection over here in the corner because there really isn't anything dark over there. And this tab from the new Travel Girl collection from October Afternoon. And I'm still thinking about this star border down here at the bottom, a little bit of paper just to kind of give it a little bit of grounding at the bottom here at the horizontalness. I was thinking about, maybe adding some of the other colors into the middle of the gray section, but I think I'm actually going to leave as much of the colors off to the side like that. Maybe do a little bit of color here with my title work. I'm going to use this Dear Lizzie story piece and the Studio Calico wood veneer. I know that with this die cut that came from the Travel Girl collection from the Tidbits. Maybe I'm going to put this flare there. I'm not quite sure. Just still kind of playing around and moving bits and pieces around on this layout. So I wanted to get my title on here before too long. I've used these two different letter stickers and changed things around a little bit with that seal. I did a number 19 in there instead of that flare. And I've got those letter stickers stuck down now, and I'm going to go through and start adhering a whole bunch of my embellishments and putting things in. Maybe in this instance, I'm actually going to staple that one. And as you can see, I had to cut this tab in half because it was right across the middle of my seam. That never really bothers me. I'm going to staple this guy down too, just to give some interest. And, I really wanted to use some of these vellum arrow stickers. This one was used by Celine in a really cool layout that she did and posted on 2Ps that I thought was really neat. And she had it in a circle like this, but I'm not quite sure how it fits with my theme. But I really wanted to do something with this circle and this arrow, but I just don't think that's going to work. So I'm going to keep trying. I just don't think it necessarily goes with what I'm looking for as much as I was hoping for. So I don't think I'm going to use it. I think I'm just going to grab some of these other arrows, kind of play around with them a little bit. I really want to point interest or point people's eye towards the seal in the 19 years, because that really isn't something that I'm pointing out as my title, but yet at the same time it's an important fact that I want to be seen. Yeah, I'm not going to use that one. I'm not sure which of these I'm going to use, but I want people to look down, but I don't want it to stand out, but I do want there to be an arrow of some sort there to say this is important. I'm pretty sure I'm going to just end up using this one right here. I like the way that looks. I know I have stars in both that Constellations die cut and the title of that little Dear Lizzie one, the Love You to the Stars and Back, and other things, the 2-piece printable. But I'm going to add a few more stars with these stickers from Studio Calico. Again, also reinforcing the color with the gray. So I'm going to add a couple of those around this seal in the corner. And then I'm also going to find some wood veneer stars that I'm thinking they're all over in this bag, so I have to kind of find and pick them out. I'm sorry that I didn't do that ahead of time, but now you can see how a lot of times when I'm on the go, I just carry a big bag full of random wood veneer pieces that I've thrown together. So I'm just going to kind of pick a few things out here and lay them out. I like having that extra little bit of detail around that seal in the corner. I'm going to add some over here too to reinforce these stars on this constellation die cut, the zodiac circle die cut, and this whole composition over here. So as I was going through adding more details and embellishments, I decided that I really didn't like this empty space here next to my photo. So I decided to use another photo from the same session of my husband and I to fill up this empty space right here. And I am just going to adhere that down here at the spot. And I've gone through and added a few more details here and there, a few more stickers and some wood veneer, but I'm always going to fall back to the enamel dots. I love how easy and simple they are. I love the ease of just adding that really nice little three-dimensional element to my layout. I'm thinking about putting them up here in a row like this. I noticed in Nancy Damiano layouts this week that she does that quite a bit, where she puts them all in a row, and I was really intrigued by that design concept. I really liked that, so I'm kind of playing around with the thought of maybe putting that there. I don't really want to add any extra color in there, so if I do anything, it'll probably be gray. I kind of want to keep the colors to the sides, so I'm just going to kind of play around with that. Maybe lay that there while I look around at other things. I know I'm going to add some greens and blues and things into like the constellations area and the stars area. I like to mix and match the wood veneers embellishments with the enamel dots, and I love to mix and match the different colors. As you can see, I have quite a bit different pile here of the different enamel dots because I love to mix and match the colors and use them all over the place, even on cards and things. Even though I'm using different green colors and different blue colors, I still really enjoy grouping them together more like in the ombre effect and having like the big color groupings. I do that a lot. And I think I've decided against the gray ones right there. I hadn't originally intended upon doing watercolor pencils with this, but as I was working on it, I just really felt like it was flat. Not necessarily really flat, because obviously I was using dimensional embellishments, but for some reason the colors just felt flat to me, and I wanted to do a little bit more with it. So I pulled out my watercolor pencils and went through and added some depth of color to some of these areas, especially like around the embellishments that I've already put on here and the borders and things like that. Just, I don't know, to give myself a little bit of artistic interest. So I'm just going to go through with my paintbrush and water out of my little pink child's cup that I keep around just for that purpose, which has paint all over it. My husband refuses to wash it. He says I can't run it through the dishwasher anymore because all I do is get paint on it again anyway. So I just keep my cute little pink cup here in my office. I'm just going to blend all of these colors together and just kind of add a little bit more, I don't know, fun. It just feels more artistic and more like myself to just add a little bit more of this depth of color on some of these pattern papers. Besides, I find this color combination incredibly dreamy. It's something I'm really attracted to right now, and I just want to enhance it as much as I possibly can. So I'm just going to keep blending these together and adding more and more color. So I've done all that, and I decided I'm going to actually go through and add a couple more enamel dots to some of these areas. So I did the watercolor enhancement on some of that, all the blue areas, but I didn't do anything into any of the gray area, and I want to see what that's going to look like. So first I'm going to take my piece of scratch paper that I had previously cut off of the bottom of my paper to test and see what that's going to look like first. I do this a lot so that I don't ruin my layout. I don't know that it's really ruining my layout. I would probably be fine with it, but I just want to double check before I actually go ahead and put this on my paper, just to make sure that I do in fact like what I'm doing or like what this is going to look like. So I'm just kind of laying it there to test and see if I'm going to want to do this, if I like it, if I like to add that extra bit. So I'm glad I had this piece of scratch paper here so I can kind of get a visual look on things. And I did decide to go ahead and add that on some of the gray areas, you can see. This is then what the layout looked like once it was all dry. You can see where I added the extra watercolor. I also added a strip of stars aqua washi tape to the top. And then here are a few detail shots of some of those embellishment areas. Thank you so much for watching In the Mood to Scrap by Two Peas in a Bucket. Thanks.